Today I'm sharing information about character motion transfer in LTX 0.3. It means providing it with a reference video, then extract one of its action references. Finally, here's one more picture. Generate the one video we need. Let's take a look at the results first. The effect was mediocre because the range of motion was quite large. So as long as the movements are small, it's generally okay. I'm just using this for testing. Indeed, its movements were too exaggerated. It's not very effective. However, this is very useful if a range of motion is not large. The above action transfer is a single graph. The following motion transition is between the first and last frames. It means you can use the first and last frames plus the reference video. Let me give you a brief introduction first. I will go into more detail later. Take a look at the effect below. I have one voice coin node here. I'm currently connected to the audio in this reference video. If you don't want to use this sound, can generate sound yourself. Just listen to the audio in this reference video. Submit to this sound clone. You can directly refer to its tone, or sound timbre, etc. Okay, let me introduce it first. I'm using IntBrain Cloud Online Mirror here. Users prefer to deploy locally and use it immediately. Just open my mirror. I'm currently using an online mirror. This LTX 3000. I had the complete set here. Currently, its best performance is achieved through image-based video. Furthermore, this latest version supports portrait mode. Therefore, all of these tests are conducted in portrait mode. The test results were okay. The strongest is this raw video. Its detail and clarity are perfect. Then take a look at this lip syncing engine. Its clarity and the character's movements, the coherence has basically reached. It's about the level of Dream 2.0, so it wouldn't be an exaggeration to use it as a replacement for Dream 2.0. Then my image also contains many other workflows. I've put this workflow here. Please click on it. You can then see what I just introduced. It also contains the complete Quan set. There's also the complete flux switch. Also, the complete point-to-point set. There's also the digital human 1.1. These are some of the most commonly used workflows. They are all ready to use immediately. If you don't want to deploy locally, just open my image. Then this section is divided into video, image, this contains the previous workflows. The image class contains hundreds of workflows. It is also the most commonly used. I usually don't repeat myself, so you can use it as needed. Speech-related tools generate speech, or generate music or voice changer. Commonly used techniques such as voice changing and songs. In the video category, there are only some previous video removing video content methods. Is also one of the more common methods. But currently, we're using these external. The latest workflow is available. For example, sound generation or music generation or voice design. Just click on this and you'll find the whole set. The current effect is also the best. Also, this Chinese and English font modification. Font editing tools are also very useful. Moreover, each of my workflows corresponds one video plus video tutorials and notes. For example, each set of videos in this complete set Each workflow also has a corresponding e-video tutorial. For those who want to deploy locally, please click on Open the ComfyUI tutorial. It will then redirect you to the workflow location. It's divided into 3 categories, just like my video image, images, and audio. I've put this workflow in the video category. The first one is that the name is exactly the same as workflow 1. Open the download settings, then open the installation settings. There are all the models used. Download link screenshot and installation location. All are clearly and thoroughly annotated here. Just follow these steps to download and deploy. Below there are some current workflows. Some tips and tricks for using keywords. Also, screenshots of all the workflows. Each screenshot clearly shows the parameters. Moreover, they all have simple annotation usage methods. You can use it by following these few steps. Other parameters can be left as default. I usually use the highest quality settings. For example, I would use the largest model. In short, quality is the most important factor, and the best results are achieved. These are the workflows within. E-screenshot description. Below are the video tutorials and workflow downloads. Notes are suitable for people who deploy locally. The advantage of using mirrors is that everything is in one place. You can freely combine hundreds of workflows. Freely combine to suit your work. E-solution. Compared to running a single workflow, that would be much more troublesome. For example, you want to create a set that belongs to you. It cannot be combined, which is why mirrors have this advantage. Okay, here's a detailed explanation of how to use it. The first part is a model. A standard workflow. Actually, it's just an increase of 1. One control LoRa in ControlNet. Then I added one node loaded by LoRa. This extra step is necessary to refer to the movements in this video. Extract its pulse action. Submit it for reference. The most important point here is this: ControlNet's LoRa is working. The rest is the default workflow. My workflow has another advantage. All workflows are arranged in a uniform order. You will use one and the others will too. It is generally divided into 2 parts, top and bottom. The top one piece from left to right, the bottom piece from left to right. They are all arranged according to function. This makes the logic stronger. Just read them in the order they appear. For example, this is the key point. Then now all workflows. This node for removing Chinese subtitles is standard on all of them. This will prevent garbled characters from appearing in Chinese subtitles. The following are just one official, standard procedure. E-video generation workflow. There's not much to introduce about this. Below is a video reference. You need to import one motion reference video first. Then you don't need to worry about these things. This simply reduces the size of the image. Then extract its action and submit it to that LoRa control net. This is where the clues are deduced from the back. If you want to write it yourself, write it here. If you don't want to write anything, leave it blank and it will automatically backtrack. Then this is where you upload one image. It is essentially a video generated image. The important thing to note is that the uploaded images, the first frame of your video shows roughly the same proportions of the people. Otherwise, its actions would be based on the past. This will lead to an imbalance. So you need to pay attention to this and make them similar. Then this is the sound cloning section. For example, when I use this image to generate a video, I'll use the audio from this video directly. Then you can just mute it. But sometimes you don't want to use the sound from that reference video. You want to change the lines above. Then you can open this voice clone. Right-click to open. If you have audio uploaded, then you can upload one audio file, then use it as a reference. For example, you want to clone someone's voice. Then you can put its sound here. Submit here. Then it will automatically recognize the corresponding text. Submit to sound cloning for reference. Then this is where you erase it. You only need one line from it. This way you can upload this. The reference sound was cloned exactly. If you don't want to use this cloned voice, then you can just mute it. Mute it like this. I used the voice of this person in the video. For example, the line below connects to this. This is from the audio in this video. The connection. In this way, it uses the sound from the video as a reference for sound cloning. Then read this line. The sound it makes will be the same. The sound is the same as in your reference video. It's about cloning the sound. Alright, if you want to. If video and audio are cloned, note that you should also select human voice here. The following is background sound, so it's the human voice that's submitted. Go to the reference for this sound cloning. Then this group also needs to be muted, because you don't need to upload your own audio. These are not needed if you are cloning. Remember to mute these. Then generate it again. This line was generated. Moreover, the direction of sound cloning is the sound in your reference video. Then I will do it one more time. If I don't want to use this sound, use it as a reference. Then I will submit this here. Now, submit this to the reference section to complete. Then take this sound. This is mainly used for cloning. It will automatically recognize your voice, convert to a character, then submit the reference. Then this sound is directly connected to this. That's fine. Conversely, this is what needs to be opened. Because you uploaded the audio manually, then you can upload it here. Click this button to upload your own voice. Then this is no longer needed. So you need to go to this place. Mute these two nodes. This is how you utilize the audio you uploaded. Go clone and then fill in the dialog. This is the function of a sound clone. If you don't need it, just mute it. It will automatically skip this. Just enter it here. The audio from the video comes directly here. Okay, let's introduce the one below. One is actually the first and last frame of the video. Add reference action transfer. Different from the above. The above is using one of its extractions. Refer to all the actions in the video. Therefore, its actions are basically exactly the same. However, the first and last frames are quite different. that trick can't be used anymore. So here's how to export this video as 3 images. The first image is the first frame. The second image, with frame clearly selected, is the middle frame. For the third image, choose 120 frames per second. Then input the representative actions into it. Then use this prompt word, generate a complete image. Submit this image to deduce the hint words. This way it can understand the action. Ultimately, this similar action can be generated. However, it doesn't mean the movements will be 100% identical. This is the first and last frame video plus reference motion transfer. Unlike the one above uses extraction. Refer to all the actions in one video. Therefore, its actions are basically exactly the same. However, the first and last frames are quite different. That trick can't be used anymore. Therefore, this uses continuous frames in this video. Of course, if you want to add more images, you can also drag it out yourself. However, there's one thing to note here. For example, you need to remember this number of seconds. Perhaps this 140 frames, if you add one more. Paying attention to this will increase. You'll need to increase it too for shades. Because you added one more image, now it's 4. It will be arranged in order from left to right. Then submit it to the image to deduce the hint words. And in all, 3 are usually enough, so this isn't necessary. Remember, if there are only 3 pictures, this needs to be changed back to 3 shades. Oh, this is the total number. For example, shades. There are 3 how many shades are there in total, one total when they are laid horizontally? Because if you have less than 3 cards, it's arranged downwards now, not horizontally anymore. Because the prompt I'm using says, let it recognize from left to right. The task assigned to this LI is, the leftmost frame is the first frame, and the rightmost frame is the last frame. To generate prompt words, you need to pay attention to this. This advantage is that it can handle the first and last frames. The downside is that the reference movements are as strong as those mentioned above. Therefore, it depends on the situation. Each approach has its own advantages, because it's actually completely based on this. If Control Net controls all actions in a consistent manner, it's strange sometimes. So sometimes you might not need to be so strict with yourself. The one below will also work. Okay, everyone can go and have fun now. The best effect is still achieved with this raw video. Okay, everyone can go and have fun now.